Hello everybody. I hope everybody had a good 4th of July, and as I always say, thank you for stopping by and visiting my channel and seeing me in my shop here. The finished job is already here on the table. This is kind of a recap video. It's a little bit of a hayman job, helping a friend out, and it's going to be quick. A lot of short snippets and some Instagram posts that I did also, so the screen may be turned sideways, trying to capture everything. But I think it turned out well, and I had a lot of fun doing it over the 4th and the 5th. All right, I hope you enjoy. It's for your entertainment, and thank you again for stopping by, and we'll see you soon on another video. I thought this might be an interesting little project to share. This is a crossover shaft for a clutch on a Camaro. One side goes to the engine block and the other side goes to the frame, and you can see that this piece is not on there. This is a friend of mine. He's adapting small block Chevy in this unit with headers, and his clutch linkage is hitting the headers. So he's been attempting to make modifications, and he brought this to me. We won't talk about the linkage first. We'll talk about the arm itself. They did have it welded onto here. Pull this around, and you can see the weld that they did. It didn't stick, and they have ground quite a bit of the, see if we can get a focus on that. They've ground quite a bit of a flat on the side of the tube there also. So, to repair this piece here, my plan is, of course, grind off the welds, and then to make a sleeve that'll go onto here. And then the clutch arm, the linkage here will weld to the sleeve. And since I don't know the angle that is required where he needs it, I was told basically like that, and as long as I could stick my little finger in there, that was about the angle. Who knows? So I'm going to weld the arm to the sleeve and make the sleeve a tight fit. That way he can slide the whole arm and get it aligned and mark it. They could weld it, or they can bring it back to me and I can weld it. The arm itself, as you can see, has a bend in it. I don't know if that's stock or not. And there's 2 holes in it. And if you look at the opposite side of this hole, you can see it's smaller. This side is bell-mouthed. I don't know if this raised piece is stock on this arm, but he was using this hole here. So I'm planning on building him a new arm. I've got material to do it out of, and so I'm planning on going ahead and radiusing this new arm to fit the sleeve, so that it'll be a nice fit, and go ahead and weld it to the sleeve. So I think that'll fix that. The bell mouth in here is, I assume, this is the actual linkage, and you can see where it's really been mushroomed on the end of that piece from it where it was rubbing. So I'm going to make a new piece for him, thread it so he doesn't have this welded setup like here. He does have the actual unit that goes against the clutch arm. He just has this bolt in here for right now. And but this spud off of the arm is really worn bad. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new arm for him. So we'll bring you along. I don't know how much of the machining I'll show, but we'll show some of it. This this guy, I can actually chuck it up in my lathe and turn it. So I'll probably clean this up in the lathe after I grind this off. Well, I have it set up in the lathe here. And of course, you can see this guy's swinging around, so you got to pay attention. Little imbalance on the machine, but not bad. Yeah, going anywhere between 20 and 30 thousandths cut. Not rushing it, not hogging it. Okay, turned it and did a little sanding on it. Turn it here. It's got that flat spot in it. So it's cleaned up some. And I'm good back here. My plan is to build a sleeve that goes over this, that will get rid of all this flattened stuff and to give the arm something to weld to. So we'll bring you back as we continue on. So I've machined a sleeve to go ahead and get over this portion right here. So it slides in nice and tight, and then this can be welded to this guy when the clutch arm's on here, but they can still move it to get the alignment first before this sleeve's welded. So I think it's going to work well. So I last showed that I had created the sleeve that would go over the arm, and I've welded the arm to the sleeve, and so now the sleeve can be located wherever it needs to be located, and then the fella can either mark it, or they have a welder, they could tack it in place and weld it in place. So it leaves a lot of option for alignment in both directions. Also, it can take more metal off of this side if it has to come closer. So I've got that worked out, and the next item is this guy here. And there's a variety of ways to do things here, but here's what I've come up with. I've gone ahead and machined a pin, and I opted to make the piece here 3/8 of an inch, which fits the arm here. So now the question is, can I bend it that tight? I don't know. I'm going to try. And talking to Dean over at Air Cave, we had a nice discussion, and also talked to Tom Lipton, and so came up with this this solution. I've made a fixture, and the fixture has a bore that's 3/8, and then it has a counter bore there for this distance right here. It's about 150 thousandths. So my goal will be is to put this in the vise heat this guy up, drop it in, and then bend it without bending this tip here. So I'll bring you back. I'm not going to film it, be too much stuff running around doing it, but I think it's a failure to happen. But hey, you can't know if it's a failure until you do it. We'll bring you back on it. Okay, a little update, handheld here. So you can see there's the original rod, and I completed the bend, and my bend of course ended up long. So what I've done now is set it up here on the rotary table, and I'm going to machine down to this level right there, which you can see that I've already gotten there, and recreate the 3/8 pin sticking up, and then I can go ahead and machine the 3/8 pin down to the correct length. It seems like it's working pretty well, and then once that's done, I can put this in the lathe and go ahead and tap it for the 3/8 and cut it to length and tap it to the 3/8. So bring you back after I get through with this. I'm not filming it as I go, but just a quick update to show you where I'm at. Just another little handheld shot. So got it complete, and that guy's sitting down there up nice and flat, perfect. So next thing is to go ahead, cut this to length, and then cut this guy to length and thread it. So far doing good. Well, just another quick handheld. So I cut the part to length, and what I did is I set the V-block in the vise here, turned it sideways, and went ahead and cut it off in the bandsaw. Used the vise so that it wouldn't flip on me. Back over here, tapping it for a 3/8 16 right now, and this tap wrench is pretty interesting. It's got a spud on it, so you could put a centerpiece in there also, but it's got this little like socket arrangement where you can hold it straight that way too. So it's a nice setup. So finish tapping, and then the last thing is cutting this end piece to length and drilling it for a cotter pin. We'll bring you back. Well, here's the finished part. I'll grab it real quick and show you. Of course, there's the arm that he supplied, and a little recap, and there's the rod that he supplied. I didn't show this. This was the little fixture that I made to hold that bend. It went into the 3/8 went into it, and I put it in 150 thousandths. But as you can see, that I ended up having the machine down, and I think I talked about that in the video. But it worked out fun using the forge. So all in all, it's worked out well. The arm can function. He can put the actual push piece in, and then the arm slides on the collar right now. Of course, the paint makes it tight, but he can go ahead and get it set up at the right angle. He could even cross drill it if he wants to, or just mark it, and I can weld it for him, or they can weld it again. As he goes to actuate it, since this arm moves, he can actually take a pair of vice grips and bite on it, and then actuate the clutch and make sure that it works properly before he pins it or sets it up to get welded. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I had fun working on it. I left this long on purpose. That can always be cut off. I thought it's possible you may have to shim this arm that way. I don't know. So I left options for him. Anyway, thanks again for stopping by the channel, and we'll talk to you soon. Well, in case anybody has been wondering about Howie, there he is sleeping He recently had surgery. He had a cherry hanging out his hiney that had to get cut off. Don't know what that was, and we did a lot of cosmetic surgery on him, some different moles and things. So $3 grand later, he's a 12-year-old dog still going at it. Right, Howie? Hey, you want to look at the camera? Hey, Howie. There you go. Yeah, there you go. You can see he had something taken off his forehead right there also. All right, let's go eat.